For the first time in recent history, the U.S. arrested a Chinese intelligence officer this week and brought him to America to face charges. Yanzhen Xu is accused of stealing intellectual property and trade secrets from U.S. aviation and aerospace companies. A report from the U.S. Trade Representative says China's economic espionage costs the U.S. between $225 and $600 billion a year. John Carlin helped bring the first ever charges against Chinese hackers. He co-authored a new book called Dawn of the Code War. Carlin served as Assistant Attorney General for National Security in the Obama administration. Welcome, John.
Morning.
Okay, put this arrest in perspective here of Yanzhen Xu.
Look, it's one of the first times ever, if not the first time, that you've been able to catch one of the puppet masters from overseas in China who's running intelligence operatives inside the United States day in, day out and stealing secrets.
So for an American, this would be like if one of our CIA agents got busted in some other country and was brought to trial. Is that the equivalent, essentially?
And they cleverly got him to leave China. They almost never leave China into a third country where he'd be subject to arrest. And it shows that this new strategy, it's not just bringing charges to name and shame and lay out the theft that's happening of American intellectual property. It's that they're real charges and that people face real consequences, including jail cells.
Give us a sense so there's intellectual property theft, there's meddling in elections. Give us a sense of the whole smorgasbord of threats here.
Yeah, one of the reasons I wrote the book is that there are so many instances that people think are science fiction that have already happened, including terrorists stealing from retail companies' personally identifiable information of customers in order to have plots to kill them, including Chinese espionage that's driven companies into bankruptcy, costing real jobs inside America. And most troubling is that the next time we get into a military conflict, our very fighter jets, with our research and development that spent years in the making, could be used against us to kill our servicemen.
And when it comes to cyber warfare, a lot of focus has been on Russia, and rightly so. But FBI Director Christopher Wray just this week said Russia is fighting today's fight, China is fighting tomorrow's fight, the next day and the day after. Is he right?
That's one of the things. So you think about our economy and our military and even our electrical grid, the electricity that we have before us. It is all dependent now on digital technology. We moved almost everything we value from books and paper to digital over a 25-year period. And we did so while discounting risk. China in particular, along with Russia, North Korea, and Iran, recognize that vulnerability, and they're hitting us day in, day out. We are in a Code War now. And to Director Wray's point, what we're seeing is when it comes to next generation technology, artificial intelligence, the way all of our phones connect wirelessly, that China is getting the lead, and they're doing it not by playing fair, not by investing in research and development, but by stealing it and using our own technological know-how against us.
Are we doing enough to combat it?
No. So I think, and partly it's because the reason I wrote the book is that people don't realize today how vulnerable we are. When I go out to talk to businesses, they're surprised by the inside story of cases that we've already brought. And these are all cases that we successfully figured out who did it. We're much better at that than people think. The problem is after we bring these cases, after you call out China, after you call out Russia for NotPetya, which caused billions of dollars of damage to companies around the world, there's no follow-on consequence that forces them to change behavior.
So it sounds like we're not winning the Code War. And I just want to quote from a new government report that found almost all of the U.S. military's newly developed weapon systems have, quote, mission-critical cyber vulnerabilities. So why has the government so far failed to protect our defense systems?
Well, partly we need to, I think for a long time we thought there was a technical fix where, you do it right and you're safe. And that doesn't exist. The technology that we're basing this on, the internet itself, uses a protocol that was never designed with security in mind. We can do better, and we need to right now, to your point, is that devices, our cars, the pacemakers in our hearts, are now using that same technology. We can't make the same mistake that allowed our Social Security numbers to get stolen to cause actual life and death consequences. And there are actions that we can take.
We should be looking at our phones and some of our devices a bit differently. Thank you so much for talking about this very important subject. We appreciate it. And Dawn of the Code Wars goes on sale October 16th.